What's up, my friends? Let's go. Let me share this link real quick. Make sure I get everybody in here. I know people need to see this. Let me check this out. I got to remember how to do the YouTube live stream. Hello and welcome to Riser. Yeah, I got to mute this. Mute site. Let's build some UFC lineups. There we go. All right. Okay. About to share this out. Get the webcam popping. Let's make some money. I'm excited. Where's this webcam? I feel like my kids got in here. Boom. I'm live. Let me shrink this so you guys get a good read on what you're looking at. And let me blast this out real quick. I just finished up cleaning the kids from dinner. Such is life, my friends. Such is life. Let's just drop this in the general chat of Discord. What's up, everyone? Lineup building live stream. Okay, let's get paid. Let's go. Let us participate in the building of the lineups. Okay, so here I am. I'm in Discord. I've got my prop picks right here. UFC 250, boom. Let's close this out. This is right here. Got this off patreon.com/riserball. And this is where you get this cheat sheet. Cheat sheet has all my plays, all the goodies, all my picks, my player pool, and all that good stuff. So let's build some lineups tonight. Anybody who has a question, wants to discuss all these different types of lineups, or wants to, I suppose, help create one, or any questions, whatever, I don't care. Let's just do this together so that we can all feel like we are prepared to win some money. All right, let's see here. Entry fee. Nothing in the middle there. Slap an $8 bullet in here. Here we go. All right, so we got FanDuel up, and we got DraftKings. Get a DraftKings lineup going. How are my entries doing here? Getting crushed in the slings. Oh, just started. All right, MMA had a good day. The 1 o'clock truck races at plus 135, 60 back. Not too shabby. Just throw a milli maker in there. Okay, here we go. So, talked about this in one of my other YouTube videos, where I said if you want to begin a lineup with Amanda Nunes, you're going to have to find a way to make the rest of your lineup unique, right? You can't just jam in somebody who's going to be so highly owned, likely going to be the highest owned player by 30 to 40% higher than every other fighter, just simply because she's headlining the darn thing, and she's that name that people know, right? So if we're going to be making a lineup with her, we have to have some other people in there that we think have some potential for an upset. And I know one of them I mentioned in my player sheet here was Kelleher. And, boom here, Brian Kelleher. I was more excited about him when I felt like nobody else was on him. And I mentioned this on Thursday, that Brian Kelleher was going to be this low-owned option that had upside here to, take this one down, to beat Cody Stamann here. But now I'm nervous because the field looks like they are adapting, and it seems like, unfortunately, right now, if the large percentage of the field is going with Brian Kelleher as their underdog pick, now we're losing value on an already, what's up, Benjamin Rowe, on an already very volatile position. I mean, he has what is the math of this? Like a 35% chance of winning this. So that's what the odds are saying. And if we're going to be taking a guy who only has a 35% chance, and he's going to be 25, 30% owned, what kind of leverage do we have at that point? We have to weigh the risk reward type thing. And if he, is just The reward is not worth the immense and volatile risk at a higher ownership. I don't know how much exposure I want to him. So initially, when I put out my DraftKings projections, that's in another sheet inside Discord, I had Brian Kelleher way up there because I wanted him to pop in the optimizer when I was making some FC lineups, and we'll do some FC as well, by the way. And now I capped them. I believe, at 20%, 25%. I did not want Brian Kelleher to overwhelm my player pool. Now, if you're still doing like a single entry or something, of course, he's a fine option. Now, I think there's another way to go about doing this too tonight. If you want to be doing the Millionaire Maker, can you play Amanda Nunes and still take it down? I don't know. It'll be you and 75% of the field fighting for that spot. I think a very good way to pivot off of her and allow yourself to still have an opportunity to win some serious money is just go with other people who maybe are at 40%, 35%, a couple of those players who have similar upside, and all they really need to do is outscore her by 5, 10 points. They don't need to score 140 versus her 100. She doesn't need to lose. There's nothing like that. If you just went with Menefield over Nunes at that 9K price range, and Menefield scores 135 and Nunes scores 120, well, guess what? 75% of the field that chose Nunes over Menefield, or let's say 50% of the field, because you got to think some of those Nunes lineups are going to also have Menefield in it. But let's say it's 50% of the field just gets trounced by your Menefield lineup. Now you're only against half of the lineups in the Millionaire Maker, and you're going to have to do things to separate yourself. And that Brian Kelleher is another reason why I'm not entirely high on him anymore down here, because I feel like, you jam in Nunes and Kelleher, what are you moving with? At that point, maybe 25% of the entire field probably has that combination. 70% or 20% of the field. I mean, whatever it is, it's not going to be a position where I feel like I have solid leverage over all of that ownership. So I'm kind of saying, if you're doing a single entry and you're like, Mitch, somebody asked that in Discord. I know they're goofing, but they said, Mitch, who's the millionaire? Who's the Millie Maker? Who's going to win the Millie Maker? Who's that fighter? I thought it was Kelleher. But I think that combination of Nunes up top, Kelleher down below at the very bottom at 7.1K, I think you're going to see so many of those that it's no longer a great choice. And I hope that my subscribers are watching this. So who do I like instead? Let's do it. All right, so we're going to pivot off Nunes at the top end with Menefield, and we will sort this by salary so you can see what I'm thinking. So Kelleher was 7.1K. We've already saved $400 going down from Nunes to Menefield. I think that you can take that money, truly, go up to somebody like Maki Pitolo, who not the greatest choice, but is a very similar volatile choice like Kelleher, or simply go up another couple $100, go with one of my favorite upset picks of the night here, Rafael Asunsao, and plug him in. You could go with another one like Gerald Mearshart here, and now we have still solid money left over to go ham. Now, another player I've already talked about, another fighter, is Chase Hooper. Love him tonight. Absolutely love him. And if you're looking at this for my members, I mean, you guys know he's one of my core picks. So now I have Menefield and I have Hooper. Two of my core fighters are involved here. I still have two other fighters who I have, I get that they're only like plus 110 and plus 136 or whatever it is for these two fighters. So it's not some massive upset pick. It's not like I'm some genius, but I think you can go down here, get off Nunes, get off Kelleher, allow yourself to be against maybe 10% of the entire Millie Maker field for those last two spots. And at this point, I'm not going to build the lineup out for you fully here, but I mean, I see the picks right now when I'm looking at it. It's very easy to pick out some more fighters, especially if you're using my risers column or the small GPPs, the MME column with the riser column. So if you're looking at somebody like, Chase Hooper, of course, these two are both MME, which is what the Millie Maker is, and they're also in my riser, my fight pick winner. So you could go with, we already got Rafael and Gerald. I mean, you could go with Sterling, Perez, find a way up to Burns, and then go down with that last 8,200. I mean, I'm looking at multiple fighters I've already just named, people who are in my picks. People like Formiga here are not in my my winning pick pool, but this is a large tournament. There's no reason why you can't go with him. I have Sterling over Sandhagen here, but still, both of them are fantastic picks. I told you I think this one's going to decision, and I don't think you can go wrong, right? You're gonna just you're throwing darts at this point between these two fighters. I think it's a very, very close fight. I think it's going the distance here, and you could, I don't know. I don't want to say I don't want to build a lineup for you. I'm trying to dance around building it for you. Make your final choices. Whatever that combination is, make your final choices. If you wanted to go up and get Sean O'Malley instead of Nunes, 7.8K still allows you to get some decent fighters. Martin was one of my fight picks. Caceres ends up as one of my MME picks, but you don't want him in there with Hooper in the same lineup. So there's a lot of different things you can do to make yourself a little bit more unique and not sit there and eat that Nunes and Kelleher chalk, right? Because that's just, it's turning into the chalk combination, the high end of the pricing with the low end. Listen, if you guys are watching right now, hit that like button, and please, by all means, hit that subscribe button. I'd love if you guys support me this way, any way you can. And for my members, if you guys are going to be doing the monkey knife fight, down below in the description section, there's a promo for you, and they'll match you up to $50 using promo ROF and that link. And SuperDraft does something similar: $10 in, $10 deposit back into your account. And both those things allow me to see how many of the Rise or Fall membership are using those, so I can create specific exclusive content for them. Now, SuperDraft tomorrow, there are projections for SuperDraft for NASCAR. So we got a lot of things cooking, man. I can't wait. Tomorrow for NASCAR is going to be baller. Okay, so that's my take. That's my take. If you guys are building a lineup tonight or there in DraftKings, and I know a lot of people want to take a shot at that Millie Maker, get off Nunes, get off of Kelleher, and just be unique. Worst thing that happens is you lose your $25. It's worth a shot. I think if you're eating Nunes and Kelleher, I think the best case scenario, you're going to triple your money with 2,000 other people. You're going to return $75, which is fine. That's great. But go play a triple up and only have to be in the top 33%, or go play a league with a $25 lineup and win $225 back when you beat the other 9 people. You get way more money doing things like that instead of putting in a chalky Millie Maker entry for $25. Don't do that. MKF Huskers, yeah, man, you got to check those states. But dude, Monkey Knife Fight is a dope looking site, and I posted something on Twitter. See if I can pull that up. Posted something on Twitter for this, and it was this one. So on the back end, I can't show you this stuff now because it's not ready to go live and be public, but I have exclusive things that are being created and will allow you to quickly look at these types of rapid fire picks over at NKF. And it says Chase Briscoe versus Justin Aguilar. Just look at my list, and it'll show you in a very clear and concise way who to pick for all the Monkey Knife Fight picks, all those props. Very, very simple. I feel like we're going to absolutely corner the market there for Monkey Knife Fight. Nobody else out there is doing this. Rise or Fall is going to be. It's going to be awesome. So I used our little algorithm to decide who the best plays were in the player versus player here, and there's other different things, more or less, which is basically like an over-under type thing. And man, you have no clue what we have coming down the pipeline. This thing's pretty sick. So it's going to take a hot minute. We're going to make sure we get all the bugs out before we release it, but that thing's going to be so fun. I hope you guys use that. That's down below in the description section. All right, over here on FanDuel, you've got the 1.5 times MVP spot. This is like, if you're doing something large like this, a 59,000 person entry, I'm sorry. If you're putting Nunes in the MVP, it's you and 40% of the field, especially at an $8 contest. There's a lot of casuals out there that will enter this $8 contest because they can. It's $8, a couple coffees. So they're going to say, oh boy, okay, I don't really know who this is. Who's this guy? What is he, youngin? I don't know. Okay, Nunes, best fighter, putting her in there. And it's going to be you and 40% of the field doing the same darn thing. And you only have 6 spots here to differentiate. So you can include Nunes, and I think you can be you a little bit more unique by having her in one of these flex spots, but not using her in the MVP spot. So I think a very nice way to get off of that there is go down to somebody like Herbert Burns, who has tremendous upside tonight. And I like him, right? And you're getting off of these top 3 easy picks where everyone's saying Nunes, O'Malley, Menafield. I know they're big favorites. I love these guys. They're great. They're great fighters. They're looking at their is there a match log here? Oh, no, they're not looking at match log. Maybe they've seen it on DraftKings. Right? So you go down and you add someone like Herbert Burns, and you hope that he is the highest scoring fighter of the night. It's you versus 59,516 other lineups. So if you're throwing a single bullet in there. If you're MMEing, well, of course, you're going to want some exposure to Nunes, O'Malley, Menafield, and probably someone like Burns. So this is what this would look like. If you are MMEing over there on FanDuel, so we go over to MMA FanDuel. Thank you for hitting those like buttons. I see a few more subscribers too. Thank you very much. All right, so let's do it. So I would do something like this. I'm going to go to the advanced options. Very first thing I do, I'm going to create a group. And I'm going to go with Menafield, MVP. Nunes, MVP. Sean O'Malley, MVP. And Herbert Burns, MVP, right? So you're going to say you must use at least or at most one. This is the MVP spot. This is my MVP group. So now I've said I want one of these 4 in my MVP spot. That's fine. I want one of these 4. Then you can go to the MVP section and you can cap. Actually, let's do this differently. We are going to... Didn't mean to do that. We're going to take out Amanda Nunes from the MVP spot because I was just talking about keeping her out to stay just a little bit different than being with the other 40% of the field. So now it's these 3 guys to make up the rest of our lineups. Now, that doesn't mean she can't be one of the flex fighters. She will be in the flex spot. So if you were to go create, let's look at it real quick. 150. Let's throw on 2 uniques. Keep it simple. So fast. I see people chatting in Discord. Make sure you guys send them over here too, okay? So I can help people out. People asking me questions in Discord. Okay. Just checking Super Draft out real quick. Looks like that's locking in a hot second. A little bit overlay in that 25 center if you guys play that. 25 cent. The $1's got 50 entries. 1 minute and 30 seconds left. Everything else pretty much filled up though. Over the Super Draft. Okay, so we can click our MVP spot, and I ended up jamming in some Nunes, which is fine though. I mean, look at we got Burns 23%. Man, let's take her out. Let's go to the MVP spot, and we're gonna take out Nunes. We're gonna run it again. I don't want her in there. There we go. Yes, I like this. Burns. I was just talking about him as my solo pick. If you're running out a single entry tonight, Burns would be the one person I'd want in that MVP spot on FanDuel. All right, so Burns at 40%. Chase Hooper, another one of my studs of the night. Let's see my notes on Chase Hooper. I think I even said he was my favorite fighter here. Love chasing all formats. Hooper to finish inside the distance on that prop fight. 7 out of 9 fights with a knockout or submission. The small 25-foot cage is going to play to Chase Hooper's strengths. Man, there's a lot to like here. I feel like that 175 line is not high enough. The dream. Okay, so we have, let's see, Herbert Burns, Chase Hooper, Sean O'Malley, Cody Stamann. We got Magni Burrs. Kelleher one down here. Kind of a throwaway lineup, but listen, I got 150 bullets. Go over to Flex, and look. If you were worried about not getting Nunes, don't worry. She's right there in all her glory. 62% of your lineup still have Amanda Nunes. Don't sweat it. But you're not eating all that chalk in the MVP spot, okay? Okie doke. That's what I mean. So you can still go with Burns and Nunes. FanDuel, I think, is actually a little bit harder to put together a very solid lineup tonight over here. It truly is. There's just some, I feel like there's not as much value. I mean, look, I don't feel good about something like this, right? It was Nunes and Burns jammed in there, and then I'm choosing 4 fighters who are in very, very close fights, projected close fights. All the odds are extremely close in every single one of these fights. That's tough. That's really tough to do. FanDuel's a tough spot tonight. All right, listen, I got a lot of stuff I got to work on as well, and I want to be able to be more exclusive inside Discord. I hope this little kind of updated pivot on what I want to do as far as these big contests is helpful. And I'm sure you guys will ask a few more questions inside Discord, and we'll continue to try to find ways to provide exclusive things for you in the patreon.com/riseorfall Discord so that you guys can get some good stuff. If you are looking to do some NASCAR tomorrow, make sure that you check this out. Let me see if I can bring it up real quick. Our NASCAR Quick Trip 500. Let me open the sheet for you. You guys can check this out. It's pretty sick. I think it's beautiful. I love the NASCAR sheets. I will say this, after this lock, I got to go do dad life for quite a bit here. It's been a long day. I was up at like 6 a.m. I mean, what did I pump out? 8 sheets? 4 videos? I think, right? 8 sheets and 4 videos today, and I was in Discord all day. I mean, I am whipped. I am exhausted. Anyways, you can see it right here. Look at this. DK weighted projections for large field tournaments, balanced projections, FanDuel projections, and Super Draft projections. Let's go. This is the best. I cannot wait. I'll fill this out tonight after the kids go to bed. I'll update Discord, let you know how to win the Quick Trip 500. We'll win some money together. I'm very excited. I think tomorrow is going to be a great, great day. Let me take this grid lines off. Looks better. It's going to be a great day. Looks like a great race, and I really, really like the field. I like some of these starting positions. Some of the track history here for some of these drivers is redonkulous. So I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued to see how this goes tomorrow, and I hope that we win some money together. I will catch you in Discord. If you are just checking in, please, by all means, hit that subscribe button. There's daily videos here. I think I pumped out 4 or 5 videos today, so check those out. See what you like. And there's some links down below in the description section if you want to give us a look and kind of look and see what we have to offer, which is basically everything, sheets, projections for all sports, Discord access to 2 or 3 different pro players, including myself, and man, together we rise or fall, my friends. It's going to be a good night. I hope somebody takes down that Millie Maker, and if you're just somebody who uses my stuff and I don't really hear from you too much, that's fine too. Just shoot me a DM or hit me up on Twitter and say, Mitch, I used it. I won a Millie, and we can all